Hello, everyone. It's Sharon. I hope that you can join me. I am the CEO and founder of the Jameson Group, and I'm so excited for my first live of this new year and this new decade. So, if you have a moment, I hope you can join me and tell me where you're from. I'm going to give you a couple of moments because I definitely want to share some information from one of my masterminds that we had this evening that I think will really bless your life. So, again, come on in. Let me know where you're from. Invite someone. I'm sure it would be helpful. Come on in, come on in, come on in, and let me know where you're from. Well, we have a couple of people here, so I will start here and hopefully you can join and let me know where you're from. This evening, we had a great conversation with my mastermind about putting someone else's shoulds on our shoulders, right? And we know what shoulds feel like because shoulds feel like you should do this, you should wear this, you should go here, you should believe this. And all through our lives, people are telling us what we should and should not do. The challenge is that sometimes it's difficult for us to identify if we are just being resistant, just to be resistant because somebody is giving us some feedback. Hey, Petra, or if we are just being rebellious, right? And so we want to look at, are we being rebellious? Are we being resistant when people should on us? Because none of us like it when people should on us. So there are three ways to help you identify if you're just being resistant because they're telling you the truth and you don't want to hear it, or if you need to push back because they are pushing up against who you authentically are, right? So let's talk about that. The first way to determine if someone who's shooting on you doesn't align with who you are is alignment. For example, you know who you are. And so sometimes we have to do a gut check because somebody will always tell you what you should do, what you should wear, and what you should believe, and who you should love. And if that advice, and I'm using advice loosely, starts to make you feel as if you have to portray who you really are to go along, to get along, you know you need to push back. So when you are wearing someone else's shoes on your shoulder, that means that you're not loving who you desire to love. You're not doing what you desire to do. You're not believing what you are desirous to believe. And when you don't follow your own truth and you follow tradition instead, you betray yourself and you start to live a life of obligation. You live a life of expectation, but you don't live a life of fulfillment. So if you are somebody shitting on you and it's not in alignment with who you know that you are, I want you to know that it's important for you to push back because being misaligned not only affects your body, it affects your heart, it affects your career, it affects how you love, it affects how you lead. You must be in alignment. Who you are and what you feel like is important for you to do is important to be congruent or consistent. So when you feel like you are out of alignment, you know that you're living somebody else's should. The second way to know that you are living someone else's should and you're carrying somebody else's should on your shoulders if you are out of your assignment. Now, when I think about assignment, I'm using that term loosely. I am referencing your dreams, your goals, your vision, your profession. When you are doing something that you feel feel inclined or led or compelled to do. Now, on our call today, hey, Ron, we talked about sometimes women feel that they are assigned to be a mother. Listen, every woman does not need to be a mother. You might not be assigned to be a mother. Or sometimes you are assigned to a different profession. I have one of my friends who's a physician and she's not assigned to be a physician. She became a physician because her whole family wanted her to be a physician, but she absolutely hates it. So that's not your assignment. Some people have assignments to marry someone, assignment to do a certain craft. If it's not something that you want to do, it is not your assignment, because we are not loaded and encoded in our DNA. God did not make us to do something that does not really go against how we are wired. We are wired to do some things. And so if you are doing something that you know is totally inconsistent with your skills, your talents, your beliefs, your urges, your yearning, that's not your assignment. So if something doesn't feel like it's something that's true to you, that's alignment. If it doesn't feel like it aligns to who you are, if it doesn't feel like it's assigned to you based on your skills, your talents, and your abilities. The third thing is, you know that you are living someone else's shoulds when it doesn't help you with refinement. Now, it's one thing when a person comes and gives you feedback and it helps you be better at something. It helps you be a better teacher, a better mother, a better doctor, a better lawyer. If somebody's giving you some feedback to make you more competent, more confident, more proficient, that's okay, because that's refining you to be the highest and the best version of yourself. And we all want to be the best and the highest version of ourselves, or the best and highest vision of ourselves. But that's different. So when a person is telling you something that's going to help you be better, help you be bigger and bolder, maybe you need to consider it. But if they're just telling you something that is not going to improve the quality of your life, shut it down, because it's not in any way something that's going to benefit you, something that's going to fulfill you, is something that's going to satisfy and nourish you. So I want you to think about those things. Again, you know that you are carrying somebody else's should, somebody else's standards, somebody else's values, somebody else's needs, somebody else's policies and perspectives. One, if it doesn't align with who you are, because you are who you are and you have a right to live your truth, and you don't have to follow tradition. You don't have to go along to get along. So if it's something that is not congruent with who you are, you need to kick it to the curb and don't give a rat about how somebody feels. That's one, alignment. Two, if it's not your assignment, if you feel like you have not been gifted to do something. For example, for years, I played the piano for my father's church. I wasn't a musician, even though I knew how to play the piano. I didn't have any desire for it. I wasn't compelled to do it. So if it's not your assignment, don't do it. I don't care if 15 people want you to do it. If somebody wants somebody to be a doctor in their family, tell them to go to medical school. You don't have to do it. The third thing is refinement. If it's not going to make you better, let me tell you, if you do it, you're going to get bitter. You don't want to do something that does not feed you. And because if it does, it will bleed you. You will start being less than and feeling degraded and demeaned and demoralized if you do something that doesn't refine you. Those three things, I want you to think about it. Because if you don't take that action and push back and if you carry somebody else's shoulds, you know what? You're going to suffer. You're going to suffer. And there are three different types of suffering that I want you to think about. One is suffering because you're hiding. I know a lot of people who are saying gender loving, and they're hiding who they love. If you have to hide a portion of who you are going to suffer. You should not have to masquerade. You should not have to wear a costume. You should not have to embellish for someone to like you. If you can't be who you are, that is painful. You will suffer. It's called the suffering pain associated with hiding. Secondly, you don't want to deal with the pain of hoping. Pain of hoping is when you're hoping somebody's going to change. Oh, I hope they're going to love me. Or I hope they're going to accept me. I hope they're going to celebrate me. Listen, you cannot waste your life hoping somebody else is going to see you, love you, and support you. If they don't accept you, you're going to have to make a choice. You are them. So you don't want to deal with the pain of hoping someone is going to change, because some people are not going to love you or like you or support you, even if you totally change the entire essence of who you are, right? So it's the pain of hiding, the pain of hoping, and the pain of the pain of holding. That's when you know that you're not doing and living up to your potential because you're trying to make everybody happy. And I see that all the time when people don't follow their dreams, when people don't follow their visions, when people won't reclaim their true desires, when people won't speak their truth, when people won't live their truth, when you are holding back who you are to accommodate somebody else's feelings or somebody else's beliefs, you are suffering. So I want you to think about, are you experiencing the pain that comes from the pain of hiding who you are, the pain of hoping someone's going to change, or the pain that's holding you back? Because what will happen is that you will live on the sideline of your life, and in 5 years from now, maybe 5 days from now, that you will live with regret. Hey, Lisa and Jaretha and Joanne and Ron and Elena. So I want you to consider, are you living your life? Or are you living based on somebody else's identity, somebody else's category, somebody else's label? Are you living someone else's life because you want to fit into some status, some type of social norm, some paradigm? Are you doing what somebody else wants you to do and you're betraying your own soul? Let me tell you this, your body will rebel if you live a lie. I always tell people, you will die if you live a lie. It's a slow death, but it is a death. So if people cannot accept you for who you are, give them the boot. Do not carry someone else's shoulds on your shoulders. Let them go, because at the end of the day, I'd rather for you to lose them than to lose yourself, because this is your only life that you're going to live. If someone is not going to embrace your amazingness and someone thinks that you should accommodate them, you will not be happy. Be unapologetic in how God created you to be, how God created you to love, and who God created you to love, because the best is yet to come. So remember, if you're not in alignment, if you're not in assignment, if it's not going to help with refinement, don't do it. Do you, be you, because the best is yet to come. And I hope to see some of you in the new cohort that's going to start in the February. Because if we can't depend on ourselves and dare to be who we are, we will always live someone else's life. Yes, you don't want to spend your whole life climbing a ladder and find out that the ladder is leaning on the wrong building, and then you live in a life of regret. Yes. So I hope that helps. Hope it blesses you. If it does, please share the live, and I look forward to coming back to you in the coming weeks. I'm going to also have a worksheet about this in my newsletter that goes out on Saturday. So if you don't get my newsletter, please sign up, and I look forward to sharing with you. Blessings. Bye.